squares were cut into the drywall by a plumber trying to fix a plumbing leak. And now comes the time to put these two squares back into the drywall and try to fix it back up again. I went to Lowe's and got this Fast and Final lightweight spackling that they recommended for a job like this. Then they also recommended this fiber tape extra strength drywall joint tape, which you cut into pieces, and then you're able to attach each one of these pieces to the side of the square that you intend to put back into the drywall. So it works pretty well. As you can see here, I cut 4 pieces of the fiber tape around the perimeter of the top square that I put into the wall. And here's the bottom piece with 4 pieces of tape put around the edges as well. You're going to need a spackling paste spreader, so I happen to have a putty knife with 2 different extensions, and the wider extension can be attached right on the putty knife to be used as a spackling spreader, so this works pretty good. This is an example of putting the finished spackling paste on the top square. I didn't completely cover it at this particular time. This is just for illustrative purposes. And this is the bottom square with spackling paste on it. At this point, since the spackling paste is pretty rough on the wall, I'm using about 100 grit sandpaper and putting it on a sanding block to begin the sanding process. One thing I want to say too is that I'm not covering both pieces of drywall with the spackling paste completely, because I anticipate there may be additional plumbing issues going on at this time with the wall, and if a plumber comes along and has to knock out 2 more holes, I wasn't planning to finish this job. Although you typically would want to finish this up with a finer grit sandpaper like 320 or 400, and then eventually sort of feather it in with the existing drywall and paint it. Also, when you're doing sanding, it's probably a good idea to have eye protection as well, because this stuff can put up a lot of dust. Well, after sanding both blocks with the 100 grit sandpaper for a period of time, I got it down to looking like this. Right now, this area is in back of the washing machine, so once the washing machine is butted up against the wall, it's practically impossible to see anyway, so I wasn't planning to finishing it any farther and repainting it. And that concludes this video, so I hope that you enjoyed watching it. Thanks.